Well, welcome once again to the Ahern video podcast. Today I want to talk a little bit about accountability. The last couple of weeks we've been covering defining cost, defining operating cost. Call it whatever you want, but you need to know every time you dispatch a truck whether you're making money or not. You need to know that you're getting maximum utilization. If you're not getting utilization on specific trucks, you need to know the reasons why. You need to monitor. You need to plan. But part of all that process is accountability. And what I've noticed in my consulting practice is everybody says, I make my employees accountable, but they don't. And I want to discuss accountability because accountability is not about instilling fear in an employee so he or she may not say anything for fear that they'll get terminated. Accountability is all about setting specific goals and objectives, setting time frames to achieve those goals and objectives, and providing a carrot out there for the people that perform. Is everybody going to rise to the occasion? Absolutely not. Is everybody going to be a superhero? Absolutely not. But people do want to be told what to do and when to do it, and they do want to receive additional compensation, and they do want to get a pat on the back. When people continually make mistakes, there's two things you can do. The easiest thing to do is terminate them. But particularly if you have an employee that's been with you a long time, that's an easier said than done. But what you do need to do is you need to take them out of their comfort zone. And you need to explain to them where they have to go in order to help the company reach their objectives. And you have to deal with each employee somewhat differently. You know, you have all these rigid rules and regulations. In my company, we have flex time for people. One of my employees said, well, I could never get a job at this kind of pay anyplace else. I really appreciate the flex time. My counter is, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you always get the work done. I appreciate the fact that when the chips are down, you're right there when I need you. I appreciate the fact that you bring things to my attention that can help the company grow. I appreciate. I do. Now, the flip of that, if you have a non-performing employee, you need to tell them why they're non-performing. You need to tell them what you expect of them. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to scream to them, but they need to know. In our practice, if we have a specific sales analyst that's not where they need to be, instead of just saying, here you are or you're gone, we work with finding out what their objections are, why they can't get to that next level. And subsequently, it takes a lot of work. Sometimes it's very frustrating. We have people who've been with us 21, 22 years. And at the same time, you got to be careful about that, though, because longevity sometimes creates complacency. But the point I'm trying to make is that people always need to have accountability. I don't care how long they've been with the company. I don't care what their position is with the company. I don't care what the relationship is. They have to have accountability. You as an owner or manager must get your people to rise to the occasion. They must want to be excited to come to work every day. And you don't want to be surrounded with people that complain. Our business is based on people that have challenges. Our business is based on taking challenging situations and taking someone else's sour milk and turning it into roses. And if you look at a business, it's very simple. In our business, the way we do business today is totally different than the way we did business 3 years ago. The way we do business 3 years from now is going to be totally different. Right now, 35% of our business comes off the internet. My goal in the next 2 years is to have 50% of our business come off the internet. Where we used to have 9 analysts, we now have 6, and they are analysts. And as they retire, we don't necessarily replace them because our volume is going up, the margins are going up, and the workflow is consistent because we have experienced people. Now, does that mean that you don't continually add new blood to your business? Absolutely not. But the point I'm trying to make is this: plan your expenses to your profit, treat each truck as a profit center, set up accountability for your employees, set up specific goals and objectives for the employees to follow, embrace technology, and And if you do all those things and you always are optimistic and realize that there are consistently going to be bumps in the road in life, there's going to be consistently bumps in the road in businesses, there's going to be consistent bumps in the road in marriages, but at the end of the day, if you're focused, you're consistent, you're persistent, you will prevail. Until next time, thank you for attending the podcast.